Let me show you what is deep down going on inside of a person with a victim mentality. Deep down, you will always find deep shame issues. They don't feel good enough who they are. They think they're not lovable deep down. And so all of their relationship stuff has been trying to earn love. If I do this for you, will you then love me? So you can always find deep shame issues, and then you will find very deep anger. Not usually doesn't come out as aggressive, as explosive. It's more subtle, passive-aggressive type stuff, but there's a ton of anger there. And if it ever does come out, it is scary to watch. So, those are characteristics of a person who's slid into a victim mentality. If you've been listening as I've gone through that and you go, wow, that's me, what do I do about it? Because I don't want to stay stuck here. So let me give you a couple tools. Number one, in every situation, we do have choices. Choices that will affect the circumstances or choices that will affect our attitudes. Sometimes we can change our circumstances, sometimes we can't. And in those situations where we can't, we accept them. That's the change of our attitude and figure out how to live within them in a healthy way. But we always have choices. So let's go back to this man and woman in a relationship that's not healthy. What choice does the woman have? She could say, I am no longer going to let you treat me with disrespect. I'm going to respect myself enough to say, I'm not going to tolerate that. So I am going to leave if you don't change. Okay? Now, here's where you go to what becomes the real issue. Why is it so hard for many women to do that? Or men who are in similar situations? Fear. If I leave the relationship, well then, will anybody want me? Will anybody love me? And fear takes over. So they don't leave the relationship. They might say they're staying in it because they love them so much and all of that. But usually underneath, the reason they're not leaving the relationship is they're full of fear and they don't want to be honest about how afraid they are. First tool that you have, the first choice that you have when you're in a bad situation is you can validate, yes, I'm in a bad situation. And you might say something like this, I'm having a really hard time right now. It's painful for me to feel what I'm feeling. This is very difficult. That right there is not self-pity. That is validating yourself. Now let me take it to the next thing. Make a distinction between self-compassion versus self-pity. So I validated this situation sucks. It's very difficult. Self-compassion won't beat yourself up right there, but it will say, what do we need to do to take care of ourselves? What do we need to do to be healthy, to treat ourselves with respect, to have our needs met right now? Whereas self-pity goes to, I don't have choices, poor me, this life sucks and there's nothing I can do about it. Self-compassion validates the pain, but knows that it can then take steps towards a healthier situation and a healthier me. So, next thing as a tool, if you've been prone to victim mentality in the past and you're in a sucky situation right now, make a commitment to yourself not to brag about your situation to others, not to try and get attention from others or sympathy because of your bad situation. Now, you may not have to do that for the rest of your life, but for now, I would suggest that you just make sure you don't head down the road of trying to get pity from others. And then take action. Do something to get healthier, to make sure you're treated with respect. and then look at your part. So you're not necessarily being that loving, self-sacrificing person. You're a person who's afraid of being abandoned if you stood up for yourself and said no to this person who's abusing you. Look at your part, own it, and then say, I can't put my kids through this. I have responsibilities to protect them as well. I need to act, and I have to take action. Look at your part. Now, usually what you'll find, and what I've found in working through people, with people who have victim mentality, is they operate on a set of lies that they think are the truth. They believe lies. So one of those lies is that love, if you love somebody, you never abandon them, you never set boundaries, you take whatever they want to give and just sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. Do you realize that that's not healthy love? And we've talked about this on many occasions, and I won't go into that. Another lie, which is very common, goes like this. If I leave, he won't have anybody. I'm the only one he has. And I'm afraid of what he might do. And what I say to them is, the reason he doesn't have anybody is because you've always been his only person. But if you leave him, that's going to put pressure on him to find people. If he's really serious about getting healthy, he will find resources. He will find other people. That's not your responsibility. And if he makes bad decisions, that's on him. There's thousands of resources available if he chooses to seek them out. So don't let guilt and the feeling that you're the only one who can help him and you're the only one he has mess you up. Another thing that will help you in getting through victim mentality stuff is start focusing on the good things in your life. It's easy to just focus on the negatives, but take time each day to notice some of the things in your life that are positive and spend time gratitude. Write about it, but begin to focus on a balance and more accurate picture of your life that has a lot of good things happening. And finally, don't see yourself as a victim. You were a victim as a child, but you don't have to be a victim now. What you are now is a survivor. And what a survivor does is, I'm not going to let my past determine my future. I am going to let my past work on me to create a positive change and a healthier me, but I can choose to survive all of that. And if you're able to do that, that past can be turned into the motivation to become a healthier, better person.